Hey, what's going on, everyone? Happy, what's today, Tuesday. Got some more jams from Chris Luno. I've been digging his stuff lately. Go check him out on YouTube. He's got some cool jams. So let me move OBS out of the way. And yeah, so today we're going to be doing part 2. I did a live stream, I think yesterday or the other day. And so yeah, I'm working on my TypeScript course. I'm working on a new email course. So in case you haven't checked it out, if you go to typescriptcourse.com, I've got this quick start guide, and it's a free email course. It's pretty lengthy. It's got 3 modules, which are about 4 to 6 emails each. And that's a lot. And so we're actually working on turning those into kind of like a paid workshop. And I want to replace the email course with something like 4 emails, a little bit more specific. I'm actually going to pull up the chat because I always forget to do that. So let's pull that up. Bada bing, bada boom. Cool. Sweet. Okay, so we got that. Got chat to the, well, let's put chat on the right. Cool. Cool. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. I spent some time figuring out, what I want to teach, why, things like that. So this is a little bit of insight into, what goes on behind the scenes. And so these are some of the things that I've thought about. What should they be able to do by the end of it? What about this topic is very important? And a lot of this has come from input from, or rather guidance, specifically from the Badass team, which are the same folks who do egghead.io. And so they're the ones who are they've got the curriculum design down. And so I've answered all these questions. And so, yeah. So last stream, we spent 45 minutes getting VTest and React testing library to play nicely. And so the outcome of that was this template, actually. So we're going to use that. And we're just gonna do it. So probably stream for an hour or so. We're about 5 minutes in, but yeah, we're gonna be building this, or not this whole thing, but really we're gonna focus on an avatar component. And really the main purpose is kind of an introduction to React and TypeScript. So yeah, we'll create a repo. We'll call this React TS avatar. Let me double check actually. I don't think I already created a repo, but it's possible that I did. No, I didn't. Okay, cool. So we'll say a basic avatar component inspired by GitHub. Cool. Cool beans. Cool, we'll generate that. We'll clone it and we'll start coding. Cool. So in my development environment, I'm using SSH. So we'll clone this. We'll say gclone. And then we'll open this up. React. Avatar. Cool. Sweet. So yeah, if you're popping in, say hello in the chat. Let's see, what do we have here? Got a bunch of red lines. Let's run yarn. And hopefully get those to go away. Not everything. Oh, there we go. Cool. Okay, so this already has a basic test set up, and I want to see if we can take a TDD approach. So what we're going to do, I'm going to leave the hello test and we'll just start a new file, and we'll call this avatar. And I'll do capital just because, at least in the past, typically when I name component files, I like to go with title case. for the components. So we'll call this avatar. We'll do a little copy pasta into here. And I don't need the terminal right now, so we can close that. And so I'm actually going to, we have too many files open. That's weird. I have a shortcut to close all of these, but that's not working. So we'll open that up, avatar. And the other thing I want to do actually is create a new file. And I'm just going to call it notes.md. And if we open that up, we can just kind of take some notes as we're going along. So, you know, we're creating essentially like an avatar component. Let's think. What are the requirements really? So, it should take a URL for the avatar photo. Hey, what's up, Horacio? Should take a URL. It should be optional. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo andas? It should be optional. And if not provided, use like a default avatar photo, like some sort of generic one, and that'll basically the purpose of that one is like just a better API. Two is I want us to be able to talk about like optional props versus like required props and like having good default values and things like that. So like almost like principles, like say like sensible or let's just say good defaults. Like we'll say like good DX/API. And by that I want to combined, let's say JS doc plus TypeScript to provide like good documentation. The other, I'm gonna call this stretch, is like it would be cool if, let's say you pass in a URL, there was some sort of like maybe we'll use effect, the side effect that's like, hey, let's check if this image is gonna 404, and if it 404s, then we also show the default photo. So check if URL valid. If we'll say avatar URL valid, and if invalid, aka 404, show default avatar. That'd just be like a stretch, so we might do that. What's up, Codemaster? Great to see you too. Horacio, what are you working on right now? Cool, we got some people sweet showing up. Trying to think if there's anything else that we want to talk about. Let's go back real quick. So let's just see what I got in here. So creating a project from scratch, we've got this template. When to use TS or TSX? I actually don't know. Like I've seen people do both, but I honestly don't know if there's a great advantage to one versus the other. Maybe at this point, like we're at a, it really doesn't matter. Just a list of stuff that React developers frequently run into that TS has no solution for, not necessarily TSX only. Digging your new setup, might try video on the upper right. Nice, yeah, I copied this from Theo. If you know Theo from Ping. Theo is the founder of Ping, and yeah, I saw him do it in the top right, and I was like, dude, I kind of like that. Working on adding media elements to the rich text editor. Oh, nice. What text editor did you end up using, by the way? I'm forgetting the name. There was like one that I was following, but I'm sure you've done a ton of research on them. Let's Google it. Let's see like React TypeScript TS or TSX for file extension. I'm gonna like the things that I've seen in the docs and open source libraries. Are people are using TSX? I mean, because like it is JSX TSX, so use TS or pure. I kind of like that actually. That's probably a good answer. Okay, I mean that's a good point. I mean, and especially if you're like browsing a repo too, it's like, oh, TSX, there's going to be JSX in there, or TSX, whatever. So I'm just going to add like right about TS. We've got this like ongoing list of like article ideas for the TypeScript blog. Cool. Okay, what else? So types versus interfaces. There's like a great table if we go to the React TypeScript cheat sheet. So that's something else we should probably touch on because I know it's super important. And let's see, here we go. Useful table. It's even got a great name. I prefer using, okay, here we go. Codemaster. Your bundler takes care of that. So technically, right. Okay. So it really doesn't matter. So I guess it's like, preference. I prefer using TSX as a best practice for UI and TS. Okay. I think I want to go with that. So if you want, I can copy and paste this and I can quote you in the article. And I know there is a typo, don't worry. So I'm just copying this from chat. Cause yeah, I think you're right. And I think there's probably a lot of people who agree with that sentiment. And I mean, it makes sense. I'm trying to think what would be a counter argument for doing it the other way. And who knows, maybe we write this article, I quote you and so people are like, well, what about this? And so then we can talk about that. Audacio, I believe this is right. What I do is TSX just for files with components. Cool. Okay. So it seems like at least the little like bubble we have here of React TypeScript people, it seems like this is what everyone else is doing. Cool. Codemaster. Is that your Twitter handle too, Codemaster? This is a nice bubble. This is our little bubble. Yes. Quote. Come on. Okay, there we go. Oh, keyboard shortcuts. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Okay. Cool. So talked about that. And then we're going to talk about this optional required. So we'll write some notes. Cool. So, and you said Slate.js. Is that the new one from Facebook? Ooh, this is fancy. I don't know if there's like a bug on like Windows 10 and Brave, but like sometimes things are like have a white background or they're transparent. You don't have to quote me, my man. Oh, Darren, cool. Okay. Well, hey, why not? Cool. Yeah, that's nice. Look at that. Beautiful. Cool. Okay. I have to play around with that too. So we have a repo. I think we're good to go. So let's go back to our test and let's see. We're not going to be able to write tests for all of this. Comment that out. Let's comment that out and let's import describe. Or I think we enabled it globally. So if we go to Vite, yeah, we did globals is set to true. So theoretically, we can delete this. So, and we'll say avatar, and we'll add our callback function. There we go. And we'll say it, and we'll do some to-dos, right? So we can write out a couple tests. So we should say it should render the, I don't know, URL passed in. Yeah, that seems fine. What else? It should use a like fallback image if no URL passed in. And then is there anything else we want? We'll say it should, I don't know if we're actually going to do this, but we'll say it should use a fallback image if URL, I don't know, is a 404. Cool. Joe out here doing test-driven development on stream, trying to get into the habit of it. You love to see it. Yes, you do. Cool. So let's see. I feel like it's so hard with, like I've been working in the back end or on the back end, for the last almost 2 years at my current job. And like with back end code, it's so much more logical and I feel like it's easier to do TDD. But like with front end, like we don't know what our component's going to look like, but we know it's going to have an image tag. So my thinking is we can use like get by alt text, and that's going to be kind of like the way that we can kind of do TDD. But I don't feel like it's always as straightforward with front end. I don't know if anyone else feels similar. Cool, so let's do this first one. And so what we're gonna do is render our avatar. And we need a URL. Does anybody, what's up, Battle Bro Chad? Battle Bro Chad, I like that name. Let's just get like, I don't know, like a cute puppy, picture, and that'll be we'll do this one. Wait, I just copied the link address. I want the image address. So image address, there we go. Okay, cool. So we have our, oh my gosh, that's ridiculously long. Okay. So URL equals, I think we'll call it URL. URL. Still getting used to this, the symbol layout on this keyboard. Okay, so let's run our test and watch it fail. And I think it runs it in watch mode, actually. Maybe take out the DuckDuckGo part of the URL. Ooh. Where did it go? Is that oh, like this part? What is this? Or I guess if we open this up in the browser, is it like a redirect? External content. That's so weird. Do they do that? Yeah. Okay. Oh, is it this part? Oh, just bookmark that. I don't want that. Interesting. I didn't realize they did that. No, that didn't work either. Maybe it's, I don't know, whatever. We'll tackle that later. Go back to the result and click on the view file button. Okay. Here we go with a pro tip. So, ver archivo. Nice. Okay. Oh, easy. No, dude, dude, you're out here. I didn't know you could do that. So I didn't know that DuckDuckGo would like prefix the URL like that. So thank you for the tip. Okay, so we have one test passing and one failing, right? So avatar is not defined. So cool. So let's fix that. So if we go into our source, and we create a new file, avatar.tsx. And we'll just say export function avatar. It has been a hot minute since I've actually like done some React. Cool. Okay, so I think that should be enough to like actually get the test going. And so now if we do avatar, get the auto import. Beautiful. Okay, save. And scroll down to my terminal. Oh, we actually don't even have an assertion. I just realized that. So we should probably add that. So let's come back here. And let's do get by. Wait, why is it not? Oh, do I need to import screen? Yeah. So let's do screen. Second one. Okay. Now we should get the autocomplete. So if I do get by, let's do get by alt text. And now that I'm thinking about it, we probably want we want the user to be able to supply the alt text, because like, yeah. Well, I guess we'll want to make that optional too. Because, you know, like thinking back to like GitHub, again, the example that we're going off, like what we're trying to like recreate in the wild is this. So if we go inspect that, what does the alt text say? There's no, oh, it's got the username. So alt@JSJOAO. Okay, so I guess for now we'll just pass something. We'll revisit that part of the API later. So we're gonna get by alt text, and we're gonna just say we'll say user avatar for now. So there's two things, right, that we need to fix. First, we need to fix, and it would be nice if this auto scrolled, but I'm not able to find an element with the alt text. So, but we also have this TypeScript error, right? Like, hey, like this doesn't exist. What are you doing? So let's go up here and we'll say, and now this comes back to like, yo, should we use an interface or should we use a type? So if we go to the React TypeScript cheat sheets right here, and we do a search real quick for table. Cool. So really what they're saying is like, here's a table for comparing the two constructs in TypeScript. You decide what to use. And there's a TLDR right here. So always use interface for public APIs. So if we were going to publish this avatar as part of a component library, then we'd want to use interface, right? Because interfaces allow for declaration merging, which is like if we have interface avatar props as our like public API, and like that's what it expects, and then later you import the component and you're like, I want to override URL for whatever reason, or another prop. Then with declaration merging, you could define your own interface that extends that one, and like you can add your own things or whatever. Consider using type for your React component props and state for consistency because it's more constrained. So we're building this in the context of like, you would be building this for your company and not like a public API. So we're going to go with type. And actually we're going to copy this. We'll say note to self. I'm going to say see more. And we're going to say using type instead of interface. And we'll say because this is not a public API. Cool. And so we'll just say avatar props. Again, I prefer naming my types, my interfaces, things like that, with like complete names, like, you know, good variable names, things like that. So we're going to say URL, and we're going to do question mark, and we're going to say string. And so the question mark here means it's optional. And we're also going to use like tsdoc. So you get kind of like nice, it's like JSDoc, but by TypeScript. I'm going to say the URL to the image used inside the image tag. Cool. And actually, I forgot the equal sign. There we go. Cool. So now the cool thing about this tsdoc comment is when you hover over avatar props, nothing happens. Wait, why does that? Hold on. Oh, there we go. I think I need. Okay. So when you hover over avatar props, dude, am I nuts? Why does that not work? tsdoc comments. I could have sworn that used to work. So tsdoc, blah, 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 blah. I could have sworn that you could do this. Is this not a thing anymore? Okay, let's try just like up here. Hey, what's up? I'm like, this is nuts. Is this not a thing anymore? Oh, there we go. So, hey, what's up? Why is the URL not showing up? Well, okay, interesting. So that's unexpected. I guess maybe not, maybe not. So if I go over URL, right, I get that, the additional information. So what happens then if I reference, if I were to do like avatar props, can you not? Or, well, sorry, if I wanted to say like URL equals, yep, there we go. Okay, so that didn't, I could have sworn what I was expecting, the reason that I reacted that way is because I thought that when you would hover over type, you would see it. So just to like confirm, if we did like an interface and we said, yo, and we said, I don't know, name Joe, we'll say, and we did this like really cool person. And if we hover over yo, okay, same thing. So my thinking was that when you would hover over, it would show the properties and the stuff, but okay. Maybe I just imagined that, probably. Okay. All right, so we got sidetracked there. We don't need this. I think it's pretty clear that avatar props are props for the avatar. URL, so we get a little bit more information, right? And it's optional, which means it could be undefined. So that's why we have this union type here, where it could be string or undefined. And cool, so now, you know, there's two different ways to do this, right? We could destructure it, or we could do props and then destructure within the component. I'm gonna go with this way, unless someone has another preference. Maybe you need a line break. Ooh, like here you think? When I save, Prettier removes that. Or do you need a line break inside? No. No, that still worked. I don't know. I'm sure you need a line break. Okay, where do you think we need that line break, by the way? Oh, you mean like in here? Oops. I don't know how I did that. Okay. Maybe like this. My thinking that was when I thought that it would show it here when you hover over avatar props, but maybe it's only showing the actual type. But I don't know. We can revisit later. Cool. Okay. So let's keep going. Cool. So let's just say const URL equals, and we'll say equals props, and we'll say like fallback image. And cool. So now what we're doing, oops, there we go. Okay, so we know URL could be undefined. So that's why when we're destructuring it, we're setting a fallback value, right? So now inside of we're gonna have a div, and then we're gonna have an image, and we're gonna say source equals URL. And we need that alt text, right? And actually, if we come back down here, scroll down. Oh no, invalid count error. Type is not defined. Oh, it must have been very upset with something I did. I must have been like mid-typing something, but okay. So now we need some alt text, right? So if we do, where is the, no. I always forget. Let's see. I did. Where is the stupid quote sign? Okay, we're gonna have to look because I am forgetting the layout of my keyboard. So let's see, my layouts. Oh, duh, it's one key over, okay. There we go, okay. So there we go. And so we just want to see this fail. So again, add some space there. We'll run yarn test again, and we'll see what happens. So it failed, right? This is cool. It printed the DOM that it rendered. Unable to find an element with the alt text user avatar. Cool, that's expected. So we have our failing test. So now let's see if we can get it to pass by passing in user avatar. Cool, and so now it's passing, which is awesome. So that's one test down, one requirement down. So now, well, actually, and I don't know a good way to actually test this. Because if you think about it, right? So our test says it should render the URL passed in. Our assertion is looking for alt text. So that really has nothing to do with the URL. So I'm wondering, let's just type screen right here and we'll say get by. What are the, what's the API? Like, what do we have access to? What's the display value? Okay, so there's nothing there. So let's go into React testing library. It's all down there. Cool. The API. And Where is get by? Cheat sheet, that's what we want. Is there like something for an image or like a source? No, okay. I'm not sure if there's a great way to actually achieve this, so I think we'll just kind of move on from that. Yeah, I guess we'll just keep going. So what we'll do is we'll say, we'll do this next test. So we have our callback function, and we're just going to do something similar to this. So the difference, right? It should use a fallback image of no URL passed in. So we delete that and delete that. You know, it should still pass, which it does. Aglow keys. Constant image get by alt text. Expect image. Ooh. Hey. I like that. So I kind of like what you have here, right? And that's kind of what I had in mind, right? Like, what if we made an assertion based on the attribute? And the reason that that's cool is because, one, like, you should have alt text for accessibility reasons. So we're testing that by using the get by alt text, right? Otherwise that would fail. So we get the image, and then we're asserting the attribute, which matches like the API that we're trying to test. So I like that. Let's go with that for now. So I'm going to copy this. Thank you for putting that into the stream chat. And I know I'll have to clean this up a little bit. So get by alt text. Again, we said user avatar. And I think that's like more in line too. Because before we were like, get it and then like make sure it's in the DOM. But like if it wasn't in the DOM or the document, you wouldn't have been able to get it. So it's almost like a pointless the way we had it before. So I like this. So that's failing, which is great. So now if we add URL, that passes. So a little applause for you, Aglow keys. Thank you. Because you read my mind. That's exactly what I had in mind. So let's just break that up like that. So now the question is, we'll say fallback URL equals, and we'll say hello, just for now, so we can get that going. So I'm wondering, we probably want like some like, I don't know, like not a global, but like up here we'll do like fallback, and I'm open to suggestions if people have better ideas, but I'm thinking fallback avatar URL equals like YOLO, which we'll fix that in a second. And so, oh wait, did I just undo that? There we go. And then in here, let's import fallback. Oops, fallback. No, it doesn't like that. Did I not export it? Oh, I didn't export it. That's why. Okay. Cool. So again, we want this to fail first. So let's do this. Cool, right? So we're expecting YOLO and we got this, right? So that is wrong. So let's take our puppy photo And we go back here and we'll change this. And so now, if I scroll all the way down, it's passing. Cool. Sweet. So I'm trying to think. The other thing that we probably want to like abstract or clean up is this alt text. I think that would be like kind of nice too. So we will say export const fallback avatar alt text equals, we'll say, I don't know, like default user avatar. And then, so we'll make this fail first, right? We'll try and take like a true TDD approach. So if we go up here and we import that, and we don't need this anymore, so we can delete that. And if we go in here, we say fallback avatar alt text, and if I copy that line and replace that here, so now they're both going to fail. Or wait. I guess we're not making any assertions. Wait, let's go all the way down. Oh, there we go. Yeah, 2 failed. Oh, sorry, the 1 pass. I was tripping up because we still have that, like, the one from the boilerplate. Cool. So now if we go in here, and we change this, so what we want this to be is our fallback avatar alt text. And if we save that and come back down, go all the way down, all the way down. Cool. So now it's passing. So that is pretty great. So, okay, this is kind of like the stretch part, which, you know, we're about 44 minutes in, so I think we should try and go for it. And I swear that I've done this before, but basically we want to look up JavaScript, check if image source valid. You know, like we want to know if it's going to be a 404. Cool. So Borislav wrote this, this year actually. So to check if an image source is valid, add an error event listener on the image element. If the source is invalid, set to a backup image. Alternatively, hide the image. So we would need to like reference. I was thinking, I guess we could do it this way. So basically, you know, we would want to like reference the image, and then if you did like use ref React docs, I think we'd be able to do this. It's been a while. Blah blah blah. Triggering imperative integration with third-party APIs. I think. Wait, actually, if we go to the beta docs. And look up use ref. I think we could do it that way. Let's just take a look at other ideas. Basically, you know, breaking down this, right? Like we're getting the image, and so on this specific image, add an event listener for the event error, and then call my custom handle error callback function, which in this case, you know, they're just logging this. And then what you could do is like override the source attribute. Oh, interesting. Ooh, that could be bad. So if we were referencing a remote image and we did this, and for some reason the remote image was failing, like say AWS was down and was on like an S3 bucket, then this would cause an infinite loop, which you really wouldn't want. So I like that this person gave some other examples. So my thinking was like we would make a fetch call, and then if the status code was 404, that we would replace it. But this is the one that I had seen before. Again, you're manipulating this on air event and like setting a new function. Oh, and they have an example. Oh, nice. Okay. So if you saw that, right, it's going to alert, hey, like we couldn't load your non-existent image. Obviously, we wouldn't do that. But again, you're just overriding the source. So, I'm trying to think if we want to go this way. You want to show an image if the remote image fails. Yeah, the thinking, this was just like a bonus where it's like to have a better, API, I guess, is if somebody calls our avatar and they pass in a URL, and this URL, which points to a remote image, if that fails, then we would show our default fallback image so that you don't have that like broken image. Okay, that's not going to show up. But you know what I mean? Like it shows that like broken image little icon. So my thinking was we would handle that case as well. So I don't know, if we used like fetch and just did like a fetch, that might work too. I don't know, this is just bonus for fun. You can add a background image CSS to the avatar container with your default. This is what I did before with other projects. Ooh, okay. So the avatar container. Oh, so if we have the background image CSS, then if the image fails, it shows the background image CSS. That's kind of smart. Nice. Okay, that could work too. Should we try the fetch one? Really, we don't want the response. Like all we need is like, I don't know if we did fetch, or if we just copy this. Or that's not going to work, right? Because it's a promise. But try the fetch. It's more fun than adding C. Yeah, let's try it. Why not? So it should use a fallback image if no URL. Sorry, we want to go here. It should use a fallback image if URL is a 404. So really what we're going to do is just like copy this. So let's first get this ready. Comma, and then that arrow function. And now if we go up here, really it's going to be just like this, but it's going to have a bad URL. And just to make it like super explicit, we'll say like bad URL, and URL. And inside here, we'll just do like https://example.com/non-existent.png. Is that how you spell existent? I always forget. Non-existent. Watch, it's gonna be with an A. No, that's right. Okay, but I guess there's no hyphen. Cool. Yeah, let's give it a try. So basically what we're saying is it should use the fallback URL if it should use a fallback image if URL is a 404. So what we're expecting is it to actually use this fallback avatar URL. Okay, so it's failing, so that's cool. So I'm thinking we're gonna do a use effect here, which it's been a little bit since I've used one. cool. We'll say to do like fetch image and check if 404. And for dependencies, we're going to do URL. So if URL changes, right? Okay. So basically, fetch URL. Sorry, let's break this down into like smaller steps. We'll say fetch URL, and then we'll say check status code. And then what we'll do is we'll say if, whatever, greater than 400 or whatever it is, set URL to fallback. So we'll probably need some state too. And then we'll say like else do nothing. So how are we going to do this? Well, we're going to do a fetch call like this. And I think React's going to yell at me if I do this. Yeah. I swear I saw somebody do like a use async effect, but I didn't know if that was like a library thing. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? I think Theo or somebody used that on stream. Oh, there's a package. Oh, that's kind of sick. 16,000 downloads. That's amazing. Okay. Whatever. We're gonna figure it out. So, because I forgot, you have to like define the function in there, or Kent. It might have been Kent actually. Yeah. So, let's say async function. Maybe a use async hook. Maybe that was it. Okay, so we'll say like fetch image, pass in a URL, which will be of type string, and it's going to return a promise of a string. Cool. So we'll say await. What was the? There we go. So let's see if I can do this right. So fetch. We'll just do that for now. And we don't want the response.json. We want response.status. And it's just a like static property, like not a method that we call. So status code, or I don't know, we can say like is valid, is image valid. And then we'll return a Boolean. I think that makes a little bit more sense. And so basically we'll just return like status code. Wait, did the music stop? Also, I gotta check if that's right. You can always define the async function outside and call it. Okay, let's do that. Let's take a glow keys device and we'll put it up here for now and we'll move it if we need to later. Cool. And I don't know where Chris Luna went. He disappeared. Oh, the song just ended. So let's... There we go. Cool. All right, we're back. No music, yes. As in you don't want any music or there is no music? Okay. Is that right? Like anything, what's a valid HTTP status code? It's anything above 400, right? Oh yeah, cool. There's no music. Cool. Okay. Oh, actually, sorry. Our function is called isImageValid. So let's say is image. I guess we'll say is image valid. And if it's valid, it has to be less than 400. Do we want redirects? I don't know. For now, like we'll just do less than 400. And so now what we'll do is inside of here, we'll call, you can define the async await and call it, okay. We'll say is image valid. We'll pass in URL and we'll say is valid. And then we're already doing that up there. Not for now. This might be useful. Oh. All right. Verify if the URL links. Let's just check this out real quick. Wait, what is this? One of the rare cases I need to work with MIME types on the front end. Oh, checking if it's a valid. Oh, like an actual valid URL. Oh, that might be like a great next improvement. We'll say like stretch. Because yeah, there's kind of like two validations that we can do, right? Like, hey, you gave me, a PDF file, which like our first check wouldn't check for, right? Because if it's a valid URL to a PDF hosted somewhere, then our other check wouldn't catch it. Check that valid image, like remote image. Nice. That'd be nice. Yeah, that'd be really nice actually. Again, go to the fallback. Like, yo, you gave me a PDF. I can't render that and an image. Cool. So basically what we want to say if it's not valid. And so I like that this reads a lot easier. So if it's not valid, set URL to fallback. And so we actually don't have that yet. Oh, I do not want this SVG FE turbulence element, whatever that is. No, thank you. Cool, so we actually don't have a set URL yet. So let's make that. So we'll say like, I don't know, we'll call this like, naming things is hard. We'll say set avatar URL equals use state. And the default would be in, the default will be props. Let's move this up. And okay. Cool. I gotta import React. Or let's just import use state. There we go. Okay, so we're getting there. And then down here, we want to use avatar URL. Okay, so we're close. Starting a new job next week. Second official role straight out of high school. Dang, second official role. How's that possible straight out of high school? That's crazy. What's the new job, by the way? Fetch is not defined. Why is fetch not defined? Wait, that's really weird. I thought we were in a browser context. Okay, what's going on here? Just a quick phone check. Cool. All right, let's just. Why would this be? Why is fetch not defined? because I could have sworn we're in a, like, my initial hunch, right, is, are we running these tests in a node environment? And we're not, right? I have environment set to JS DOM. Interesting. So, when all else fails, go to Google. Let's see, fetch is not defined. Normally you have to mock fetch. Really? But I could have sworn like jest, like at least in jest, right? Jest will like give you JS DOM. I thought that if we said browser environment that we would have the browser APIs, but is that not a thing? Here we go. This is it. Hi, I'm trying to use vtest in a view where I use fetch, but I get this error. Cool, that's what I get. Dude, this blows my mind though. Pretty self-explanatory. Okay. I don't know if I agree with that because I thought if you did environment, sadly not, there's some oh, okay. Look at this. Here's an example, right? Buy apples, return fetch. I mean, I think you're right, A glow keys, but it's just weird to me because if we go to environment, like literally JS DOM, because like here's a great example, right? If you use this block, it's like, yo, this is a JS DOM, give me access to document. So, okay, just for fun to rule this out, you know, maybe it's just fetch that's missing. So if we go in here and we comment this out and we just do like an element and we say like, I don't know, type of element not equal to hello, whatever. Or that's a terrible comparison because it'll never. Oh, sorry. Let's do string. Okay, so theoretically, without looking, my guess is that it's going to say reference error, document is not defined, assuming that it's not running in a browser environment. No, dude, okay, so maybe you're right. Maybe it's just fetch. Let me see. Let me just leave a comment. But if you configure vtest to use JS DOM, shouldn't fetch be available? You know, it works with document. See example. And where was that example we had? On the resolves, right? Yeah, fetch and some other things like geolocation must be mocked, at least with regular jest. Don't know about vtest. So because we're devs and we like opening up the hood, let's see if we can, not sure if that's needed with Happy DOM. What is Happy DOM? I was going to say we should look under the hood. What's the difference? Happy DOM versus JS DOM. libhunt.com. What's the difference? Well, JSDOM has 17,000 stars. But I like that this person is a Capricorn because I'm also a Capricorn. Enough of the web. Focuses heavily on performance and alternative. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Not sure if that's needed with JSM. Happy DOM does include fetch. Okay, let's try Happy DOM. So let's go back to, dang it, what did I have before? Edit, undo, 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 undo. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so let's get back to the error state. Status code is defined. Come on. Scroll to the bottom. Okay, we're at the fetch is not defined. So now, go to, we're probably gonna have to restart. We are going to have to restart this. So if I do Control C, quit, and we run again. Oh, it can't, oh, yeah, let's install it. Cool. Okay, so it's been installed. I like that it asks you, like, yo, do you want to install it? Cool, nice. Audacio for the win there. Well, Eglo Keys, you said that we didn't have fetch. Audacio found a solution, so, I mean, it was a team effort all around. Cool, so, remind me again, why is it failing? It should use a fallback image. So we expect this. So we expected this, but we got the non-existent. Oh, because I haven't fixed it. Okay, wait, let's work through our logic. So is image valid? Wait, is this a valid image? That would be really funny if this existed. No, okay, 404. Let's just, can we log this too? I don't know if that'll show up in the test. Wait, why doesn't, oh wait. I'm dumb. Console.log status code, cool. I just want to see if it shows us. Because I know sometimes just, no, okay, I can't even see it. How am I liking the Moonlander? Thinking about getting one. Also, I totally missed your other comment. I didn't think it was possible either. It's been really difficult interviews. Yeah, oh man, I can imagine. A lot of DSA, so, you know, data structures, algorithms, all that. Lots of networking and relationship building. I feel like I was just talking to somebody about this who's on the job market, and we were both saying, like, I was saying to him, like, you should do some networking. Most important thing I've learned since getting into the professional space, it's all about who you know. Yes. And I heard a great talk the other day too about, so I think in the beginning, it's about who you know. That's going to get you in, get your foot in the door and all that. And then later, like as we progress in our careers, it's about who knows you, right? Like, you know, more opportunities are going to come that way. If like, you know, like I know you and I'm hiring for my startup, like I'm going to reach out to you, right? And opportunities will come your way. How am I liking the Moonlander? Yeah, I like it. So the one thing I will say, you've probably seen this on stream already, and I think I just need to like practice more. I am still getting used to my layout, and so sometimes I like hit the wrong arrow key or hit the wrong symbol and all that. But I'm at like, I want to say like 85 words per minute, and before that my max was like 120. So you lose a little bit of that, or at least I haven't gotten to those numbers yet. But you know, the thing that I do like, and I know you could have done this with other keyboards, but maybe it was just, you know, it took me a Moonlander to figure this out, is like with software, like what they give you with this Orcs and all that, you really don't need however many keys come on a default keyboard, right? So like I have the number row, like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you can see I don't even use it. So to do numbers, I hold G and then I've got this number layout. And so I'm stretching my fingers out like shorter distances. So my hands are more relaxed. So I would say that's a benefit. And so I think that's going to benefit me long term, or at least that's what I'm telling myself. And then for code, right? So I have two ways I can get there to that layer. I can hold the same key that I use for enter, which is right here in the bottom right. And that'll get me to my code keys, which I also use for arrows. And again, I'm a little slower for sure, or you can hold H and get there. And so I've got that. I've got a media layer where I can like pause music or like increase the volume. I switch between Mac and Windows, and so I haven't quite figured that out. I've got like on the Mac layer, I have, these here. But like zoom in and zoom out doesn't work on Windows, just because it's a different keyboard shortcut. But yeah, I really like if I were to get a new keyboard, I would get one of those like 47, whatever it's called. It's like 47 keys keyboard, or you know what I'm talking about, where it's like less keys, mechanical keyboard, whatever, where it's like 3 rows. Cause like really like that's all you need. Like it is a pain and a tail to like go up 2 layers, right? So I try and do everything where it's like, I'm looking at my keyboard, but where I only like the resting home row right here. So if I only have to reach up 1 row or down 1 row, I mean, I know I do this too with my thumbs, but like it's kind of like a mind shift, Just starting with NeoVim 2 weeks. Nice. You'll have to let me know how you like NeoVim, because I like want to get into it, and I like did some stuff with TJ. But I just haven't made the switch yet, just because like you're used to your workflow, so you really gotta change it. Okay, cool. So let's go back. What were we doing here? So is image valid? So we're doing the fetch call, and so we don't want to fetch this, hard-coded URL. We want to fetch the actual URL. I'm trying to think if that's probably not gonna be enough. So what's going on here? So we're expecting the element to have the fallback URL, which is that puppy picture, but it's actually using the like example.com non-existent. So if we go into here, what's happening? We pass in the bad URL, and then we're calling screen.getByAltText. And so it's almost like, I'm wondering, do we need to like re-render it? Or is it not re-rendering? Did you set the new source to the image? Let's double check. So we have the use effect. We have is valid. Is it because it's async? Right? Remember, this is like, is image valid is an async function which returns a promise. And so if it's not valid, we're setting the URL. And then down here we have avatar URL. So I'm wondering if it's like just an out of sync issue. But I'm not sure how we would check that in our test environment. Oops, image. So, because my console logs are not working. Like if we did that, let's pull this up and scroll down. I don't know if there's a way. Maybe there's like an environment variable. Console.log. Is there like... No, let's go to like the config. Maybe. Is there anything about like console? Oh, here we go. Wait, silent console output from tests. The default is false. So if the default's false, then it should show. So why is it? Oh, here we go. I'm an idiot. Okay. So we know that the console is working. So the next thing is what is valid? Showing. And it's async. Yeah. Oh. Right, the promise. This is so annoying. Maybe is the async function messing around. What about a try catch, like wrapping the fetch call? Oh, I guess we could do that. Or we probably should. So, oops. You got an error. Ha. Maybe you're right. I want to say that the fetch should still resolve, but maybe it's rejecting. That's a good call. Like a good thing to check. Promise is still pending. Let's check React testing library docs. Because maybe there's like async. Retry the function until. Remember to await.then the results of your tests. Cool. Should I await? Okay, wait, here we go. We got another. What if instead of having the URL as a state, you have the status code, and when the fetch finished, you just use set status code and check its value? Ooh. Okay. I like that idea. Yeah, that actually might be better. Okay, let's give this a try, and then if not, we'll try inside the effect. So, we're gonna change this to status code of fetch image set, and then we'll yank that word. Oh, that did not work. Yank word. There we go. And change that to capital. And then this value will be, what's a valid? I guess the default should be a 200, right? Yeah, probably. Okay. And if it's valid, then we'll set, or we'll come back to that in a second. Let's go back to our function. Okay, so that's all good. And then inside here, we're gonna do the exact same thing. And we're going to, if it's not valid, set status code. Or, sorry, we gotta change this. We'll say get image status code, and instead we'll just return it. And I'm trying to think if there's like an HTTP status code. No. Whatever, we'll just do number for now. If it errors, we're just gonna return a, I don't know, 500. Okay, and we'll say get image status code. And so we'll say is valid is going to be like status code, oops, is less than 400. Or wait, sorry, we're not doing the logic there. What am I thinking? I was just like going for it. Okay. What's going wrong here? Oh, did we not make that state yet? Or, oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, we're getting there. Argument of type promise is not assignable to. So I feel like we're running into the same thing. So let's go to the beta React docs and look up async. I don't want to learn. So I guess we got to do that. Let's just go with that for now. So this is going to be ugly, but we have no choice. Okay, this is going to be real ugly, but we'll do it. Where am I? Let's say set. Yeah, I don't like this, but and this is going to return void, and I don't need to do that because we're just doing it at the end of the try catch right down here. Did I hear state machine? Oh no, careful saying that. I thought I heard something. Okay. Okay, cool. So now if we go down here, we say status code. If it's less than 400, then it's a valid image, so we can render the URL. If it's not, we do the fallback. Okay. So I don't see any squiggly lines, so I assume that's okay. Oh my gosh. Dude, still failing. That surprises me. So I think it's like I think we're all trying to tackle it, right? But I think it has to do with like the asyncness. So let's go back to our test. And what happens if we try and await? I don't know if this is going to work, but it's worth a shot. So what we're doing is we're making this async and we're saying, yo, await this. But actually, I don't think it's going to work because we really want to await the the alt text doesn't change. The source changes. But I don't know. That's the only thing that comes to mind. Try query by alt text. Query by alt text. What's that one do? Still failing. Why? Query by alt text is somewhat synchronous. Oh! And queries await by default. Today I learned. We need a code comment for that. So let's get that in there. Cool. Dude, I'm I'm gonna say something else, right? Do we need like a re-render? Like what's the... It'd probably be better to test the component that's doing... I mean, okay, let's take just a break from this and let's run yarn dev and let's just like look at it and see, you know, almost do an end-to-end test. So if I go to yo, oh, I'm not even rendering our component. So if I go to app and let's just add it like right here. And so first thing we'll try is like, let's not pass anything. Cool, so we have the photo. We gotta definitely change. So we gotta add some CSS, which we'll do later. And then maybe we could use a snapshot test for that. Let's add to-dos. And we'll say, like avatar should not be super big. Snapshot, maybe? Okay, so that's cool. So let's get a like cat image. We'll try cat one this time. So, too many photos, right? Ver archivo. That is a large image. So if we go to our app and we do URL, oh, I guess doesn't matter. Put it in string. We go back to where we are. Cool. So the fallback works. You know, if you don't pass anything in. So rather like the default prop works. The prop works if you pass something in. So now, moment of truth, if we, you know, mess up this image, like if I just had like a T and save, it should re-render or hot module reload, whatever. And it should show our dog image because that's the fallback. And it doesn't. So the good news is our test is right. I don't know why though. So if we inspect, go to console. So the image is 404ing, which is correct. So something about our logic is off. Where were we? So this is cool. This makes me feel better because before I was like, it's got to be React or it's got to be, you know, React testing library. But really, it's like the end user, us. So, or the developer rather, not the end user. So one thing I want to just double check about the fetch API. If I remember correctly, it'll only enter the try catch block if it's a 500 maybe, or a reject. Let's see. It won't reject even if it's a 400 or 500. It will only reject on network failure. So that's cool. Like we'll only get there if it's a network failure. So that makes sense. So we are getting here. Let's say like, yo, status code is this. And status code. Cool. So it should be a 404. That's step one to check, right? Of our debugging here. So let me reload. Which is weird. Okay, so it's not even logging there, which I don't know why. So let's go up here and just say inside effect. Okay, so that, you know, so the initial render and then like it runs our effect. Okay. So Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I know what it is. So if you look at this, it's probably hard to tell on stream, but thank you, Audacio. You got it, yeah. What happens? I know. So like it's grayed out, right? So I'm a dummy. So let's pass it in. Okay, so there's our fallback image. Okay, wow, dumb. Me dumb. We are all dummies, I know. Nobody got that. Okay. So now, do we expect the test to pass? What do y'all think? I hope that it's gonna pass, but we'll see. Can't win. You can't win around here. For the sake of consistency, no. I don't know anymore. That's how I feel, you know, like, you know, maybe it's just not gonna happen today. But we know it works, right? Like we literally just saw it work here. So, you know, in an end-to-end test, this would pass. In our component test, to be honest, I don't know why it's failing. So let's just we'll do one more attempt at this, and then we might call it. So let's just review what we have as if we're, you know, rubber ducking this with a coworker. So we're writing a component test. This is for our component avatar. The thing that we're checking is it should use a fallback image if a URL is a 404. We know it works in production or at least in a development environment. How we're testing this, we have a bad URL, so we know this doesn't exist. We know it should 404. We're rendering our component avatar, and we're passing in the bad URL. And then what we're doing is we're grabbing that image element and we're querying by the alt text, which never changes no matter what. And then once we have that image, we're expecting the source to be the fallback image. So I feel like it's got to be some sort of like re-render. Does the alt text being rendered? Yeah, like the alt text never, try to debug what is rendered in the test. Oh yeah. Good point. Isn't there like a debug? How do you, when you use any get calls, screened up debug? Thank you. That's what I was wondering. I guess we'll call it here. I'm trying to think if the order matters. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to say no, it doesn't. Like we'll just call it right after render. So before we look, my guess is that when it renders and like looks at the screen has the old URL because we're doing asynchronous stuff. So let's scroll all the way down. Here we go. Yeah, so look at that. So our effect hasn't run. So I don't know, like my intuition says React TypeScript, or sorry, React testing library, like wait for use effects, you know, like something, like we can't be the only ones. If you're waiting for an appearance, I just wanted to like wait for my effects. Maybe, hey, maybe this is it. Blah, blah, blah. Well, we're not testing like use effect, but we want to make sure that it runs. Render, and then await. Wait for element to be removed. We're not waiting for that. We're like waiting for like the use effect to run. Wait for a component to wait to render. Looks like you have a custom button. You can use wait for. I don't know. Okay. I really doubt this is gonna work, but we'll try it. Well, that's not gonna work. It's ugly, but awaiting the whole test function and use wait for sometimes helps. The thing is, wait for is a React testing library API. And really what the ideal thing would be like wait for source to change. But since we're getting the element by the alt text, I know things like user event, shit like that does wait for React to do all this stuff. Yeah. Sorry, hold on. My wife is texting me. I'll call in 10. Okay. Let's just real quick. What is wait for? Wait. Oh, that links. I thought that would link to the docs. Waiting for appearance. If you need to wait for an element to appear. See, like. I don't know. Wait for element to be removed. Blah 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 blah. I want to wait for the source to change. Oh wait, here we go. I'm gonna suggest something really ugly. Get the image like lines 3. Or wait, sorry. Let me go back. Oh yeah. Okay. Wait until the image gets removed. Get the image again. I think it should now have the updated source. Assets, it has it. Oh, maybe find by. Wait, what is find by? Screen.findby. Find by. Do you have something in mind? It would be nice if we could do like find by source. What is the wait for? Sorry, let's import this. I think find by should always be awaited and they wait until something appears. Right, okay. How do we find by like image? Wait, let me just see what this says. I don't think this is gonna work, but let's just throw it in there. Oh my gosh, that worked. So that's kind of cool. Question, do we throw it in here? Okay, well, I think we should call that. That's pretty cool. So, sick. This is amazing. So let's see. Let's just commit this real quick. So I think, I don't know why that worked. I mean, I kind of do like wait for like this to work and like it just keeps retrying. That's my guess, but I don't know. Because I thought you had to wait for like things specific to React testing library, but beautiful compared to what I just said. Oh, we got lucky. We got lucky. So that, you know, that was plan B. So, what am I going to say here? let's just do git add notes, and we'll just say, I don't know, chore add notes, and then we'll say, I'm just gonna add the rest because I'm lazy. And we'll say feat add tests and avatar component. Hopefully there's no typos and that's just like a, yes, cool. Sweet, catch you later, Codemaster. Thanks for stopping by. And everyone else, thank you for helping out. Oh shoot, I forgot to add everything. We'll say like fix up, add like avatar components to Git. I don't know. Cool. All right, we got it. We're Gucci. Cool. Well, I am gonna peace out because it's been like an hour 40 minutes. Thank you everyone for hanging out. Eglo Keys, Codemaster, Horacio, thanks for hanging out, and everyone else who didn't say hi in the chat. We will catch y'all later. See ya.
Perdí en primera ronda.